All right, you are good to go.
All right, co-host. Okay, perfect. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the onboarding call this Saturday. Make sure you already have the little bottle. This is the first thing that I do every morning. As a matter of fact, let me have it. I just did a training on how to use the product. Very, very simple. Put the drops under your tongue or just swallow right away. It seemed that I talked to the doctor and say that doesn't matter. He mentioned it too. Or you can keep it a few seconds like I do, swallow, and then in 30 minutes you eat. That's it. That's the training. Okay. 1 second. Craig, it's okay if I put you also as a co-host to make sure that you get the people.
Sure.
All right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think I can do that. Let me make sure. Oh, no, I cannot. Shoot. Yeah, I think Aiden has to do it. Let me try again. Co-host, okay. I don't know if Aiden is. Okay, Aiden, you are here. If you can put also Craig as also as a co-host, and that way he can help
Oh,
with the people that are in the waiting room.
Craig, awesome.
That would be
Yep,
great.
no
Thank
problem.
you. Thank you.
What I'm just gonna give you full host control then,
Okay,
and Craig will have co. Or do you want me to keep?
it doesn't matter. It's the same. Uh,
Okay.
Let me see. Is a co-host? Yeah, he's a co-host too. Okay, perfect.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna make you host, George.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
Welcome everybody. This morning is going to be an amazing morning. We are going to have the onboarding on this in this amazing business and team. One of the things that I just want to tell a very short story why this call is so important. Few probably can take it for granted, but when I started network marketing, we didn't have any kind of onboarding or anything like that. We didn't even know what we were doing when I started in my first company. My upline didn't have a clue about network marketing. He was brand new, and his upline, and this is sad. We didn't have access to him either because he disappeared, and one day we found out that he was in jail. Imagine. And then what happened? We had to learn everything from a book that he found that like a few months after we were in the business. He sent me a copy. We followed the book as our guide, and that's the way that we started building the business. But the reason this was created for that reason, because many people come in and they don't have a guide. And for me, one of the important part to have an onboarding and to have the website that we have and the different other tools that we have is to not to have the excuse to say I don't know what to do. We have everything set up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go really quick and get my thing ready here. Okay, and we are gonna go to the really basics. But the reason is because the basics are so darn important. Just to tell a very short story, and I know I tell a lot of stories, but that's the way that I like to talk. Okay, let's see. It's here. All right. Okay, just to a little story why the basics are so important. When I used to do martial arts, one of the stories that my our sensei used to say, or to especially to new people, is he was teaching the basic four movements in Shotokan. That's the style that I was having. And one of the things that he said is, you are going to hear from me from these four all your life, all your life. Many people probably are going to think, yeah, I already know the basics. But he tells the story of a very famous master in Asia, where the guy, once they was training this master in Asia, and somebody came to him and said, I want to be like you. I want to be a master. And they say, okay, are you going to do whatever it takes? Yes, this is what you have to do. And he taught him four basic movements that they call it katas. And he started doing those four movements. For how long do I do it? Let's do it for a year. And for a year, he's doing the four movements, etc. And then after a year, he come back and they say, okay, I already mastered those four. Okay, do it again and do it again. And then 2 years, so 3 years later happened. And now the guy was very committed, but he was getting impatient. And he told to his master, I don't get it. I want to be a master like you. And I've been practicing for 3 years the same movements. And he says something very powerful to him. The day that you master the basics, you will become a master. And this is the same thing in martial arts and in everything. The basics are the foundation, the way that you always build your anything, and in this case your business. The foundation to build a plane is the same one for a little plane or a jet. The foundation, the basics. Of course, you have to learn different things and different skills to make that plane much better, but the foundation always is the same, and that's something that we have to keep in mind. But anyway, the first one is to download the app. And I have been doing trainings in the app every other week. As a matter of fact, next week I'm going to have another training on the app. The app is a tremendous tool, especially has been improving lately. And that's it's so powerful that you download, you go to the App Store or the Google Play, depending if you have an Android or you have an iPhone. And if you're, some people say, well, I don't know if I have an Android. I know I don't have an iPhone. If you know that you don't have an iPhone, you have an Android. Go to Google Play and then click and look for the 3 app, and you're going to have access. You can go to our site, and I'm going to show you in a second, and also click on the link just to get to the app. Or you can take a picture of the QR code that you see there. Now, the next part is to make sure that you get into the team, the WhatsApp Legacy Makers team chat. They're just going to have all the different talks and chats about 3 coming events, etc. It's very important because that's a way to get connected. And we use the team chat in Legacy in WhatsApp. The next one is to remember the basic steps. This is when a person is enrolled. It's very simple. You enroll somebody with $30 to become a brand ambassador, and then to place your initial order, set up the smart ship, and enroll the 2 people as soon as possible. Now, the initial order, and this is something for, especially if you are new, you are not a brand ambassador until you place an order of 100 CV. And that's why we have the different packages that you're going to see in a second, and how you can actually be qualified right away. And set up a smart ship between 60 or 120 CV, or whatever products you need, but at least has to be 60 CV. And why it's so important? Well, we will talk in a second about that. But the smart ship is super darn important. And then to have one person on your left, one person on your right, and then you become what we call QBA, that is a qualified brand ambassador. In other words, you're ready to go in a pay plan that is very unique. Why is unique? And you're going to see why. But anyway, let me go to the next one. Here it is the reason. When you have one person on your left and one person on your right, and by the way, later after this, I'm going to go deeper into the pay plan, then you are, like I said before, a QBA, Qualified Brand Ambassador. Remember that? QBA, if somebody say, are you a QBA? That means that you have one person on your left, one person on your right that you personally brought into the business, not somebody that came from your upline. And when one side has 300 points and the other one 600 points, it's what we call a cycle. And we are going to talk about that later. But anyway, and it could be 600 and 300. Anytime you do this, you can get $35. You can do up to 600 cycles. That's $21,000 per week. This is amazing. And by the way, it's 500 cycles per week if you have less than 10 persons as sponsor brand ambassadors or customers. You can have customers too. But when you have 10, then you can go up to 600 times a week. That's $21,000 per week in income. And for those of you that love math, that's over $1 million per year. And again, that's when you have 300 on one side, 600 on the other side. It's a cycle, or 600 on one side, 300 in the other one. By the way, anything that comes about that is stayed in that side. It's like a bank. You are creating a bank left and a bank in the right. Whatever is not paid, for example, you get 400 on one side, 600 the other one. You get paid on the 300, 600. There are 100 left that are going to be waiting for you in that bank. Really cool. Now, here are the different packages and the PIBs. PIB is one of the first ways that we can make money. One of them is selling. When we sell a product, we get 25%. The other one is PIB. A PIB is when somebody wants to come build a business. They want to be a brand ambassador. And then when they come with any other package, you get what is called PIP. Somebody say, what is a PIP? A PIP is a product introduction bonus. And for those of you that come from other companies, and other companies are called fast start bonuses, or quick bonuses, etc. It's the same product introduction bonus. On the left side, we had the packages that had the GLP-3. On the right side, we had the other packages that have the different products. But this is really cool. It's fast money, and you get it. You are getting paid weekly. And by the way, every commission that you have or we receive right now, you get paid every week. The week ended on Monday at midnight Pacific time, and then you are getting paid the following Friday. As you see, it's really, really quick. And this is fast money again. You can sponsor somebody with the, let's suppose that you get somebody with the ultimate package, that's $1,700, then you get 250 PIB. But these are the package. And make sure you want to take a picture of this, although we have those also in the back office, obviously. Okay, this is cool. And this is the way that the power of the two works. I've been doing this for years. In 2003, I was sitting in a restaurant with a person that sponsored me in the company I was before in 2003, and he put in a paper napkin. He wrote this. He wrote on the left side. I'm talking what is on the left side. He got from 1 to 12, and that's like the month. And he said, when you sponsor 2, and the sponsor 2 is 4, the sponsor 4 is 2 is 8, 16, 32. At the end of 12 months, you have over 8,190 people. That's amazing. In this case, these examples, you will have around 900 cycles, 910 cycles, $31,000 a month. Look at the power of this. And how many people you sponsor? Only 2. And we are going to go more at that in detail later. We have then we go in the basic as making your list and to track your success. Now we have the different forms, and you can go, you can take a picture of this, or you can go to the website ourlegacymakers.com, and you can find all these forms. But the forms are so important because this is the way that you actually are going to build the business. Then, of course, you start posting in social media, connecting, buying, present. If you don't have social media, don't worry. Although it's a great way to expand, doesn't mean that you have to be a genius in social media. But here we follow something very simple. That's connecting, inviting, and present. That's the way that we follow. We do the business, and this is a process that I learned many years ago. Actually, in 1992, I sponsored my first big hitter. His name was Burke Hayes. He wrote the book Who's Told the American Dream. But I was new in network marketing. I didn't know much about network marketing. And he told me a process that is very simple. You make your list, and then you connect, invite, and present. There was no post on social media because there was no such thing as social media in 1991. As a matter of fact, most people didn't have a clue even about the internet, or didn't have even an email in 1991. Now, follow-up is so important. The fortune is in the follow-up, and you call until, by the way, most people don't sign up. It's like in sales. Most people don't buy something until at least they are 7 times exposed to the information. Here, the cool thing is that you continue follow-up until the person sign up, and you do it in a way, I mention it in a second more, but the idea is just to keep in contact with the person. When I connect with a person, and the person say no, I always say, it's okay if I keep in connection with you, or keep connected with you, and most people say yes. They're not gonna say no. And the follow-up can last for years. Example, in the company I was before, the person that sponsored me and showed me that 248-1632, when we were in that restaurant, he talked to me for 10 months before I signed up. Okay, closing is so important, and there's a very simple question. The question is asked, what do you like? What else do you like? And by the way, this question has a reason because you want to know what the person is actually thinking in their mind. After they see a presentation, the reason you ask, what do you like? Is because you want to look in his mind or her mind something that they love about the presentation. Because one of the challenges that we have sometimes, especially when we are new, we say, what do you think? And if the person has something going into his mind or her mind, thinking, oh, gee, I left the dogs out, or I have to do blank, then people are not going to have a right answer and they could say no right away. It's why when you ask, what do you like? You actually, our mind works like a computer. For those of you that there's an old book called Psycho-Cybernetic where it talks that our mind works like a computer. And in psycho-cybernetics say that it's why we have to ask the right questions to a person because when we are interviewing, etc. Because when you say, what do you like? His mind or her mind is going to look for something that attract them about the presentation. And when you say, what else do you like? They are going to look for another valid reason. Because if you say, what do you think? If it's a person very perfectionist, oh, I didn't like the way that you talk. Oh, look, you have a misspelling in grammar there. Oh, I don't like the colors of your presentation. They're going to say something sometimes negative. Not everybody, but there are people that are like that. Do you feel like you have enough information to get started today? That's another question that you can ask. And I ask other questions too. For example, how much money you would like to make in the next 12 months? Now, usually the word, what interests you the most, the product, the income, or both? Most of the time, you don't have to ask straight that question because when you answer, what do you like, what else do you like, you have already a good idea. Because the person said, oh, I like the opportunity to be in my home and work from home to have more income, or I love these products. You already have the idea. However, the reason is you can ask the question again, or one of the things that you can say, oh, I see that you love the products because that person told you already that they like the products. Oh, I see that you love the business. Okay, okay. Let's. Are you getting ready to start? Let's start right now. If I here is something very important. If I can show you a way to get blank, for example, but when they tell you that they are interested in the business, one of the things that I say, how much money you would like to earn in the next 12 months, like I said, and if the person say, let's suppose I want to make $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, by the way, the most common answer is $5,000 a month, and I do that experiment, but $10,000 a month is the second most common answer. But anyway, if I could show you a way to get $10,000 per month by 12 months, or to get healthy, or to have more energy, or to lose weight, would you be opposed to getting started today, or are you ready to start getting today? Are you ready? I like to use, by the way, the word "are you ready," because it's a action word, and that's it. It's very simple. Now, then you take the order, you sign the application, sign the names of the person. You can download this again from our legacy makers, and then start it again. Now, then go to 5 star. Now, obviously, there's 1 and 2 and 3 star, and we are gonna go through that in a few minutes. But the important thing is to go for 3 star, and the reason is because 3 star is the base, is the foundation of everything on the pay plan after that. Every rank from 3 star up, like 3 star pro, 3 star elite, 4 star, etc. All of them, this is the foundation that becoming a 3 star. Now, then to write your best 10 people, and you're looking for different traits, what you want the people. As a matter of fact, I have a slide I would like to show. Okay, let me see. Okay. Anyway, let me stop sharing for a second. Yeah, one of the things that I love about our business is that it's very simple. Like I said, let me share again. Hold on a second. Sharing. Okay. All right. This was a slide, something that was shown to me by Bob Proctor years ago. By the way, some of you saw one of the videos for Bob Proctor that I did. I think some of you already have the link. Okay, we want to create our board of directors. Now, what we call it the board of directors, when you start in any business, you're always going to have the partners that you're going to work with. And one of the things that he told me, and this was, let's see, was in 2003, he did a training that became a classic at the time. And one of the things that he was talking is about creating a list up to 7 to 10 people, and then put the kind of characteristic that you want in that person. And this is the people that you're looking: coachable, networker, goal-oriented, teachable, persistency. I have a couple of them that are repeated: positive, active, team player. And then you're found those people, and those people are going to be the base. They're going to be the base of your team. And that's why I love to have all these characteristics of the people. And what you do is get a paper. You don't have to have even the names of the people, and you're going to write all these those characteristics, and you focus on those characteristics. And every time you find a person that feel that, you put the name. And that's the way that you start getting that board of directors. Yeah, a pay plan has only 2 legs, but you are creating all your L1, that would be your personal sponsors. When you hear the word L1, it's because it's people that you personally brought into the business. I wanted to show this slide because I think it's powerful, because it represents what the board of directors is. Let me go back to the presentation. Oops. Okay. All right. Okay, and this is the best thing. That's why we talk, the best thing. I love to use that slide that I show you, because that shows you the characteristics that you want the people to see it. And of course, the goal is to become a 3-star. The person in the middle, by the way, that you don't know, the tall guy, he's our CEO, founder of the company. I know him for a few years. This is, let me stop here a second. Actually, no, let me go back to this slide, because that's something that I want to see. When you are writing the names of the people, make sure every person, you are within 6 generations, according to 6 degree separation, to reach any goal. And I love to remind people about this, because even if you say, I don't know any person that think about business, but you know other people that know other people. And that's why the part of this. And you start always with your hot market. Your hot market is the people that is the closest to you. Make sure that, remember that you start with the people that is really close to you. And that's the warm market, the hot market. Then the warm markets, people that you know, they don't know you very well, but you know them. And the cold markets, people that you don't know, but always you start with the warm market. We already talked about making your list of all the people that you know, and that's the way. It's why we had those forms, and everybody that comes to mind. As a matter of fact, there is a famous. Years ago, it was told to me that when somebody comes to your mind, it's because it's probably that person need to talk to you. Make sure you write down that name and connect with that person right away, because you never know. And here, of course, you have this form. This is my favorite form, by the way, because this is your action plan. You get the 30 people that you are going to be connected, and then when those people, you connect with those people, it's getting the information. 15 of them are going to take a look at that presentation, and there's a good chance that 6 are going to sign up. You do this weekly or monthly, but imagine if you do it every week, what happened to your business? And by the way, these are the rule of thumb numbers. Eventually, you can sign on more people. At the beginning, probably you are not signing as many people, or you are not having as many people looking at the information, because you are learning. You are learning how to connect. And by the way, remember, this business is very simple. It's like sharing a movie or restaurant experience, but you get paid with 3. That's the beautiful thing. And also remember the list of people that you're going to have. You're going to find the person that you spend the money with. These are people that your insurance agent, the person that sold you the car, your chiropractor, your massage. These are people that you have to have in your list too. I mean, it's so important. And because you spend money on them, they owe you to listen to you. They cannot tell you, hey, I'm not interested without listening to a presentation. You say, hey, I'm your client, or you sold me this, or I spend money on you. Let's do a presentation. Let me invite you to a presentation. Let's connect. Simple as that. Referrals are very important. Referrals is so important that we always refer people. We are refer people always, but we ask specific. We don't say, who do you know that is interested in this? No, you have to be more specific. Who do you know that want to lose weight? Who do you know that like to be fit? Who do you know like want to make money? And that way you are more specific when you are getting referrals. People that you think common, people that have things in common with you, excuse me, like career, schooling, jobs, etc. And also business cards. You have business cards around, make sure you connect with people. Even if you don't remember who they are, you say, you know, you gave me this card, business card years ago, and I would like to connect with you because I opened my business blank in this city. By the way, always have your goals. I love to have the goals. Daily interactions, people in restaurants, etc. I mean, I did a training on how to never run out of this is basically the training that I did on the Empowerment Tuesday, where you can go much deeper into that, trade shows, social media, etc., etc., etc. Let me get out of here. Okay, these are the basics. Anybody wants to add anything or has any question before I go into the pay plan a little deeper? And by the way, this is again the essential, the basic. When you do this consistent in the business, you will become successful. All right, cool. Let me go into. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's been live stream. I wanted to make sure. All right, okay. Let me go into the pay plan. And by the way, any questions? Ta-da-da-da. No questions. Okay. All right. But remember, this business is very simple. The pay plan is very simple, and I'm gonna go into the pay plan right now. And then when you follow the basics, you start connecting with the team, etc. You can be successful. But before I go to the pay plan, I want to make sure. Let me share this that you know about our Legacy Makers website. Okay, let me share it. I don't want to forget that part. Okay, all right, ourlegacymakers.com. Here they have the links of all the resources to also, like I said before, you have access to in WhatsApp all the information, but here is a list of resources. And basically, as you see on this website, you from the beginning, you have first of all the welcome. Now, this is a letter, by the way, that you will send to everybody in your team when they're coming in. Okay, let me go to the page before. Then you have had to put why you had to be on a smart ship. And like I said, it's very important how to download the 3 app. And here, actually, you can go and if you go on your phone, you click on the link straight, and then you can get the app for your iPhone or for your Android phone. You can, and then here are the links, everything that we were talking about, the presentations, get into the Facebook group that we have. You have also how to get into the team WhatsApp. We show you how by taking a picture, but everything is here in this part. And by the way, again, it's ourlegacymakers.com. We have all the forms. As a matter of fact, the fastest way to get to the form, you click in business resources and see there is the order tracking forms that we were talking about, team order form, etc. But we have this one that is launch your business. And this is very important because this one is the one that is going to take you to steps that we were talking before. When you make your list, you connect, present, and follow up. Basically, it's here. You make your list, you connect, you present, and follow up. and then of course you onboard do the onboarding. And all these links have the links to the different forms and different ways that actually you can connect with people. So really powerful. And you see, it's really cool. And I wanted to show that. Now, let me go into the pay plan. Let's change gear. Any questions before we go to the next part of the pay plan? Okay, Craig, thank you for you having putting the link on the right side. On the right side, you see the link to the website where actually you have access to all those links, all those resources, and it's very, very complete. I didn't work in that website for a long time. We have somebody actually design it, but then when the person couldn't keep working with us, then she helped to create a nice look that you see now, and mostly the links and the ways to get the information. But now, okay, let's go to the pay plan. Ta-da. This is my favorite side, the pay plan. And the reason is because if there is something that very few people know, and I know when I'm saying this, some people are going to say, oh, George, you are full of it. But there are very few people that know about the numbers the way that I know. I have a degree in business and computers. That's my degree in college. And it's why I'm so into numbers, always been numbers. As a matter of fact, one of my teachers in high school, he was not a math teacher, he was the physics teacher. But the physics teacher said something very powerful one time. We were talking about different laws of physics, etc. And he was saying that the law of physics are based mostly in math. And he said one day, through numbers, we can find the secret of the universe. And that fascinated me so much that when I went to school, I decided to go into business. And when I was going into business is when I discovered a business world. And in the business world, I did the computer world. And that's when I discovered how to work with computers, how to program computers, etc. Interesting, all the languages that we learned at the time, most of them disappeared, except one, the basic language that was called the binary language. The binary language is based on only two numbers, 0 and 1. As a matter of fact, to tell you how powerful it is, making a combination 0, 1, 1, 0, you create words based on logic. Now, the reason created the binary is because it's simple for a computer going back and forth, and that's the basics of every computer, the binary 0, 1, 1, 0. Interesting that when they are sending these capsules to space looking for smart smart intelligent and other planets, etc., they send everything in binary code because they assume with the 0, 1, 1, 0, people can actually be able to decipher more, and we can connect with other civilizations that they may not have the same language that we have. But this is very powerful. Well, our pay plan is a binary plan. It has only two things to it, not 0, 1, 1, 0, but it has only two legs. And that makes it super powerful. In my opinion, there is no any much simpler plan in the planet. And after seeing so many plans, and also, of course, when we started in the company and was presented to us that Daniel said that we were going to have a binary plan, etc., I say, okay, powerful. And some of the suggestions that are in the plan were suggestions that I gave him. But anyway, as a matter of fact, I was talking to him about the perfect plan way before 3 came up. I'm talking about 6 or 7 years before, because we were talking about the numbers and numbers. Every time I was talking to him, he's a numbers person too. We were talking about the best pay plan that I felt. And that's why when I saw the pay plan in that meeting that we had, and when it was introduced to us, I was not too surprised. Okay, let's start the pay plan. Okay, it's the best compensation. Now, we have the enter ranks. The enter ranks, we already talked about that. When you sign up with $30, you're a distributor. You sign up the distributor agreement and you can already make sales and make money. And every time you sign somebody up, you're going to get the PAB. The sales are very simple. You share the link, somebody buy, and you hear cash in. You make $25 that are paid the next day. This is so cool. And with the GLP-3 happen a lot, that if you are posting things about GLP-3, for example, sometimes people see your link, they click, and then they hear cashing, you hear cashing, you're getting paid the next day. You say you got paid $21 if they're paying for example, the package of 3 packages. This is the fastest way to make money. This is the second fastest way. And by the way, this is paid daily. Daily. This is cool. The second part is when you get any of the package, and we already went through the PIBs. I'm not going to go deeper into that, but you can get PIBs all the way to $250. Okay. Now, brand ambassador is when you qualify, when you place an order for 100 points. When you have placed an order for 100 points, not only you already make money on the PABs, that's the fast start bonus and the retail sales, but also you can start getting ready to qualify to start accumulating every volume that comes under you. Now, but how do you get that volume? Is when you become a 3 qualified brand ambassador. I said before, that's when you sponsor one on the left and one person on your right, and you can earn up to $21,000 per week. And that's when we create the cycles. And this is incredible, the potential. Now, as I said before in that slide, when you had 300 and 600, one side 300, the other one 600, or the other way around, that's why it's called a cycle. And you can have up to 600 cycles a week. That means $21,000 per week. That's over $1 million a year. Whatever money that's left in that, for example, you get 300 on one side and 700 in the other one, you got paid on 300 and 600. There are 100 left on the right side, and they stay there waiting for the cycle. Now, why the smart ship is so important? Because as long as you are in smart ship, you never, ever lose that volume. That's so darn cool. You never lose that volume that stay there waiting for you. That means that you can start and one leg goes bananas and you are not qualifying because you have for that volume to get the cycle because you have the volume coming so fast. However, as long as you are active with 60 points every 4 weeks in orders, at least 60 points, that volume never goes away. It's waiting for you. This is super, super powerful. And again, this is the cool thing. This part of the pipeline is amazing because compared, for those of you, if you came from most traditional network marketing, we don't get paid on levels. The computer is looking for that volume. As soon as hit 300, 600, or 600, 300, pop, you get paid. And whatever you don't get paid, you keep the volume that I say there. We don't have blocks. In other words, doesn't matter how deep the volume is, you get it. The only limit is that you can earn up to 21,000 a week. You never lose people. Somebody's not going to come under you and it's going to become a 3-star way before you, and that person is going to disappear. It's not in your team anymore. No, you never lose anybody. And the structure is very simple. It's 2 legs. And to tell you, to show you, prove you that this is so simple structure, I'm going to ask you, and very natural structure, how many of you know people with 2 legs? Simple. 2 legs to build. That's it. Now, becoming star, very important. First is you become a 1-star. And 1-star, I'm going to go straight right here. By the way, 1-star, you start getting matching bonus up to 30% on your L1s. Who are the L1s? Everybody that you personally sponsor. Here is an example. You cannot have more than 200 points per leg, but you have 4 people here. For example, you sponsor, one came with 200 points or more, already qualified that leg. The other one came with 100 points. Gosh, you are short there, but if he or she sponsor a person that's 100 points, guess what? It's 200 points too. And you see the example, very simple. And then that's when you become a 1-star and you are getting up to 30%. Then you become a 2-star. Now you get the L2, 15%. What is an L2? If the people, the L1 bring somebody that you're making money already, but they bring somebody, it's L2. And these are, again, it's for the matching bonus and for the ranks. Then the same thing. You have your 4 legs here, no more than 300 points per leg. But the same thing. Let's suppose that one person come with 100 points. They come 2 more people with 100 points under him or her that came into his team or her team. Yeah, qualify you. As this example here, you are qualified. Okay. And then, of course, we talk about the 3-star before. And by the way, you receive certificates. In the L1, you receive a $100 certificate that you can use to buy products, 200 in the 2-star and 300 in the 3-star. And the 3-star, you can get up to L3%. That means that the people that you sponsor, if you're L1, remember? The people that they sponsor, if you're L2, remember, you get 15%. That person that they sponsor is L3, 10% on what they are earning. This is so powerful. Here's an example. And we talked about that in the slide before. You become a 3-star. And like I said, this is the basis for everything in your team. In this case, when you become a 3-star, you can get paid up to 3 levels of matching bonus on what the people are making. This is powerful. And I'm going to show an example in a second. This is the power of the binary you already saw. I like to put that example on the right side. What if it's only half of that, 25% of that, 10% of that? Imagine the possibilities. In this example, like we say an example before, you start with 2 people and just 2 people became 8,000 people. That's the tremendous power of leverage that we have in this pay plan. You bring 2. By the way, you have to bring more people in order to find those 2 people that are going to bring 2, because not everybody brings people. Even if they see this graphic and say, that sounds simple, but many people don't do absolutely anything. Other ones are going to bring 30 or 50 or 100 people. But the idea is that they see this brand. It's why I love to learn those numbers on the left side. You bring 2, they bring 2, 4, 8, and write it in a paper. As a matter of fact, that's the only way that you're going to explain the pay plan. Explain the pay plan like that, because that's what was told to me when I joined in that other company. Like I said, the guy put this in a napkin and wrote the whole thing. And I had that napkin for me for a while until it fell apart because I wanted to learn this number. Matching bonus. This is so darn cool. You have, let's suppose that you are having people making money. Well, remember, we talk about the L1, L2, L3. Let's have an example here. As a matter of fact, I was using this with somebody, the example, but let's assume that somebody, you sponsor that person that making, a person that's making $10,000 a week. Okay, that's your L1. You get up to 30% matching per week. We get paid per week on this too. You get $3,000 just in that person. Even if you are not having cycles yet, but you are at least 1-star. Guess what? If you don't have, you may not have a cycle this week, but you still, if you have a super leader you sponsor, look what happened. That doesn't happen in other pay plans, and I challenge anybody. And by the way, in the plans that I know that have matching bonus, in order to get to matching bonus, you have to be in one of the highest rank. Here, starting 1-star like a user is very simple to start. Now, a person that's making $10,000 a month, they're going to have people making money. Let's suppose that they have 5 people and they average each one, let's suppose that $5,000 a week. You get 15% in that levels. It's 3,750 more. Now it's 6,000 bucks, almost $7,000. Now people are making money, $5,000. Let's have also people making money. Let's suppose that each one had 3 people that are making, I don't know, $3,000 a week. 10% of that is another 900. By the 3, each one would be 15. Sorry, 15. 3 times 5 is 15. Math, George. Remember, it's another 4,500 a week, 11,000 a week. Just in one person that you sponsor that become a superstar. Get this in your mind. I know sometimes when we see these numbers, our mind starts saying, "What the heck? I don't get it." One person that you sponsor to become a super leader, look what could happen. And we are not even talking about levels L4 through L7. That's 5%. See the power, why it's so important to become a 3-star? You are not going to make the money at the beginning. Definitely. You are not making the money at the beginning. But look, when your team start getting stronger. Of course, I'm going to put as an example. I'm going to be going wild. In 1992, one of the people I sponsored in the company there, he was coming from another company where when you sponsor somebody, that person become a certain rank before you lose that person forever. And that happened to him. He sponsored a woman, and that woman became a superstar and eventually became $1 million income earner. But this happened to him. This person, because he was not reaching that level of, it was called executive. I was in that company too before. That person became executive before you, and he couldn't do it. He lost this woman forever. And then what happened? She went to earn millions of dollars, and he was not getting 1 penny from her. What if that person we had sponsored by Robert? By the way, I've been talking to him, trying to get him into network marketing. He lives in North Carolina. But anyway, What if that person that you sponsor, he sponsor, he will be in this kind of pay plan? What will happen if that person was making $1 million a year? Now we get paid weekly, but this is, let's suppose at the end of the year, this happened. You get that person that's making $1 million a year, he would have made at least $300,000 per year with just one person. That's the power of the matching bonus. This is separate from other part of the pay plan. This is separate of the cycles that we showed you before. I was going to go there, but no. Well, separate this. You're making money here. When you have a person making here in the cycles, they're making $1 million a year. They're making $100 a year. You get still that 30%. But this is an example. What if it's a super leader? Now, when you have a super leader that's getting that kind of money, gosh, that super leader that's earning that kind of money, he or she is going to have tons of leaders. That's what happened with this woman in that company. I almost named the company, but anyway, that company, she has tons of people. I think she has like 6 people that earn over $1 million in her own team. But let's suppose that that person has 5 people and they're making, I don't know, $700,000 a year, not $1 million, but it's another, wow, 500,000. And those 5 people, when you have people making money, they have people making money. They're making that kind of money. They have a lot of people. Let's suppose that each one has 5 people or 3 people. Let's put a number. It's 15 more people, and they are like $400,000 a year. Over $1 million just in the first 3 levels on one person, one BA. Why do you have 2 of those? Or you have bunch, some making 100,000, 10,000, 50,000. When you combine, this is the power of the matching bonus. This is something that the way that structure is not like other companies. And like I said, there are other companies that also have matching bonus, but they, in order to qualify, you have to have in a high rank, and it's much tougher to qualify. Here, you can qualify as soon as you become a 1-star. You start qualifying for that first level. As soon as you become a 2-star, you have the second level. As soon as you become a 3-star, you get the 3 level. Now, and so far, by the way, when you're a 4-star, you get a 4 level, 5 level, 6 level, 7 level. But this is super powerful. This is why I love this pay plan. Then we start the 3-star pro. This is the door when they start getting the door for the big money. In order to get qualified here, you have to be a 3-star qualified. And on top of that, then you have 50 cycles and 4 weeks accumulated. 1 week could be 10, another one 15. As long as you do it in 4 weeks, you become a 3-star pro. Now, 3-star pro is when you have 50 cycles during that 4-week period, and you receive $100 in tokens that you can use to buy products, etc., and $300 certificate. And here I'm going to go into what is the difference. Tokens is something that works like money, 300 certificate too, but 100 tokens when you use it to buy product, $100, let's suppose $100 in product, let's suppose that there are 50 in volume, that volume counts. Certificate, the volume don't count. But here, the cool thing that you're getting the matching bonus on the 3 levels. The 3-star elite is when you do the same thing, but instead 50 cycles, 100 cycles in 4 weeks, and you receive $500 in tokens. And then 4-star, from that point on, is when you start getting the big money. And I'm not going to go much in details. The only thing that changed here is that you have to make sure that you have 120 PV in personal volume. It's the only time that your volume is going to go higher, personal volume. But if you are using all the product, that's not a problem. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay, I can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in the pay plan, but right now I just was showing you. Okay, all right, let me see if they have any questions. Yeah, Amanda's saying something very powerful. That's true. Steady consistency wins the race. That's right. Everybody goes to a different speed. This is something that I want to make sure people understand. This is so darn important. You never, ever, ever, did I say ever, never, never, ever, compare with anybody. You compare with yourself. Um, One of the top network markets that I know was my upline in a company. I was way before, not the one before, but the one before. She never worked in her life. She had four kids, and two of them were dying of a degenerative disease that they were born with, and rarely anybody lived beyond 15 years of age. And her husband left, and she had never worked in her life with four kids. Then one of their friends, family friends, that happened, it was also one of my uplines, gave a job to her in one of his businesses. This guy, by the way, is a famous writer. He wrote the book No Money Down, and also multiple streams of income. His name is Robert Allen. And then her brother called her and said, "Why don't you get into this company, network marketing company?" That was way before I got in, obviously. And she said, "I have to make something because it's not enough what I've been getting paid here in the office with Robert." And she sponsored Robert, by the way. He became my upline later because later I came into the picture. But she said that she was feeling so discouraged because she didn't know what to do. She went to her first convention and she slept on the floor in a room with four people because she didn't have the money to pay for the convention. And she was looking at everybody going on stage. She couldn't connect with anybody. They were dressed the same way, mostly guys that were coming from other companies. She went back home and she got discouraged because she was comparing with somebody else. Until she said, "Hold on a second, I'm going to compete with somebody, with myself. What I'm going to do today that I didn't do yesterday?" And every day she was connecting with people. And then she started getting her first check, like $40, and then $60, and then $100, and then $200. Exactly a year to the date, she was called and tell her, "You just became the number one person in the company." Today, she's a multimillionaire. She lives in La Jolla, in California. And she was my upline because I came later under that group. We were in a meeting in our home, in our neighborhood. When she came to Utah, I was living in Utah at the time, and she did a meeting in our home, and we have like 30 or 40 people in the room. And she said that never ever compare with anybody. I was comparing with myself. And one day, and suddenly I realized I was the number one in the company. She's been in between one and two on that company for since the 90s. That would be at least 30 years, earning seven figures per year. Imagine, and she had never ever worked in her life before that. And anything. People say, "Oh, I don't know anything about network marketing." Well, she had four kids. One of the girls died, by the way. The other one is considered a miracle in the medical science, the only one that has passed the 15 years. And she even got a baby. But this is the power. Never compare. And also, never ever doubt what you can do. Because everybody that's here came from the same place. I don't know how many of you have read the book by Og Mandino, The Great Salesman in the World. And one of the chapters said, "You are the greatest miracle in the world." And you are. The things that we can do are incredible. If we knew the potential that we have inside, we would be going mute for days thinking in that potential that we have. Make sure that you all, yeah, Amanda says something very important, that you write your why. It's so darn important that you write your why. As a matter of fact, let me go really quick to one of the slides I have open to finish the presentation. Okay, let's go here. When you're setting your goals. Okay, hold on a second. This was the last slide. I thought it was the first one. Okay, here. You always have your goals on the side. because you never know what you can reach. Even if you feel that you are in a position right now, like Colette was at the time, never worked in her life. Now she has her dream home in La Jolla. And for those of you that know San Diego, La Jolla is one of the most expensive areas, one of the most exclusive areas. And remember one thing we said at the beginning: you write your name list, you connect, you present, and follow up. And consistency of action is going to take you. And one day you're going to be like this cartoon. And I know some people don't like me creating things in AI, but look.
Woo! I did it! I really did it! And you know what? You can do it too!
Okay. I just wanted to close on this. Think
I,
about what you
I
can
love
do.
that, George, but you need to change your hair to blonde. I'm just kidding.
Oh, her.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I love
Yeah.
that image.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
wonderful.
Carol.
It's wonderful. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah, you want to create your own your own goal. I
yeah,
know
no,
you.
I love what you did with what's her name again? Theresa?
Trisha.
Trisha. Okay,
Yeah, her
got
name
it.
is Trisha, by the way. That character, I name it as you have seen me doing different presentations. Trisha is her name, Tricia, almost like three, but Trisha. And by the way, Craig said 3 arms. Yeah, I didn't realize I had 3 arms until somebody pointed it out to me, but that's okay. You can do whatever you want. You can be in Monte Carlo driving a Mercedes convertible. And by the way, it's funny, but anyway, you know that you can get the picture, not the video, but the picture, and change it to blonde in GPT. You say, change the color to blonde. Kyle, you can do that. And I know you use ChatGPT. I know I've seen you doing stuff like that. That's really
Yes,
powerful.
thanks to you, George. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. I just read the comment by Amanda. Thank you for your comments. It is happening by people just sharing their benefits and results. That's true, and we have to remember we are not selling anything. We are sharing and promoting. That's what we are in this business, because selling the traditional way of selling, like selling a car, selling insurance, this is not the same. You're sharing an experience. You're sharing something that you're using. You're sharing something that you want other people to improve. It's why it's so important to remember the difference between the two of them. Sharing, you're promoting the experience, you're being all over the place, telling everybody how great this movie is. It's like you are living a movie. You are creating your own script for the movie to be successful too. This is, I tell you one thing, this business is again, and it's very, 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 very simple. Kimberly say, I love you, Tricia. But anyway, but as you see, the pay plan is simple. Bring two, help them to bring two, repeat the process. Bring two, help them to bring two, repeat the process. That's what the pay plan is. And sometimes we get it too complicated. Sometimes we say, really, what about this and that and this and that? But no, that's it. As a matter of fact, I know we are almost, but I just want to finish with this video because I know some people like, oh, I cannot share for some reason yet. Okay, here. All right. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. There it is. You see, there is the basics. Bring two, helping to bring two, and let's see what Trisha said.
Look at this. It's so simple. Bring two people, help them each bring two, and keep repeating. Every month your team doubles. Two becomes four, four becomes eight, and before you know it, the numbers explode. In just 12 months, that's 8,190 brand ambassadors. Imagine the possibility.
Okay, imagine the possibility. And by the way, here she has only two hands, two arms. And you repeat it and repeat it. Something that, by the way, Caroline is saying 2020, Very important. Yeah, when you go into the business, don't think, because remember the number said you bring two and they bring two, etc. But in order to find those two, you may have to go through a lot of people, and that's why the 2020, what she means, in case you never heard that, is that your goal when you start is 20 on the left, 20 on the right. Now, as soon as one of the legs start going very quick and have the most volume, obviously you're not going to keep putting people there. You move all the people to the other leg. But that's the dream of this pay plan. You start with only two legs. Then one leg is going to explode eventually. It's not going to happen at the beginning. In some cases, it may, but not all the time. Then eventually you have only one more to go. You are only two people away of totally financial freedom. That's what I love about this pay plan. Any comments before we go? Because here is the time that you can ask any questions. Yeah, Daryl and Wendy, I don't know if Daryl and Wendy are saying persistency and consistency and to never quit. That's the secret. Persistency and consistency and never quit. Doesn't matter what happened. We always are going to have challenges, but as long as we stay in the game and start connected, especially because, yeah, you can sign up, but if you disappear and you don't connect with anybody, then the environment is going to swallow you. You don't want that. You want to be surrounded by people that are always optimistic, thinking positive. You can hear the results of the people having with the results. You want to hear the results people are doing with the business. Keep this in mind. There are already people being paid over $50,000 a week in this business. For a company that's less than 3 years old, it's very impressive. Because in the company it was before that we hit several $1 billion eventually in sales accumulated, etc. The first person to get to that income probably took like 4 or 5 years, at least. And eventually, in our team, for example, I was earning over $1 million a year, and we have over 40 people earning over $1 million. But at first, took years before that happened. We didn't have the powerful products that we have here. We didn't have the simple plan that we have here. We didn't have a matching bonus. Yeah, we have a binary left and right, and that was the only thing similar, but we didn't have a matching bonus. We didn't have the incredible leadership that we have in this team, the incredible support, and the company in general, people working together from different teams. We didn't have anything like that. We didn't attract people that were amazing leaders in other companies. We have $1 million income earners coming from different older companies, people that earn millions of dollars. That are part of the company. And the reason is because we have a very powerful opportunity and we are just starting. Just today, yesterday, was introduced the GLP-3 in a convention in Asia. Imagine what is going to happen with that GLP-3. Now, some people say, well, in Asia, there's not as many people that have to lose weight like here in the US, and that's true. However, people love to stay always in good shape. The same in many countries. Sadly, the U.S. is the country with the biggest problem with obesity of any country in the world right now. We have more overweight people than any country in the world. We always are number one or number two. Right now, we are number one again. So people say, yeah, USA. No, not in that one. Not number one. We don't want number one there. But anyway, we wanted another thing, but not that one. But anyway, yes, very important. By the way, Kyle, thank you for what you are posting there. My wife, yeah, wow, I love that. Very colorful.
And not just materialistic thing. I put the smiles in the sun, like family happiness, all that too. But
yeah, we need the toys. Remember, it's not only we had to make sure that we have income for our family, the different organization that we had to help, etc. But at the same time, we like the toys. Who doesn't like the toys? Now, some people don't care about cars, but they love to travel. Some people like to buy certain stuff. Some people like to buy antiques. And we are not talking going to a estate sale and buy something for $10, but they're buying things for $10,000. They love that. Those are toys for some people. The antiques. Travel. What are your toys besides the things that you want to do to help other people? Anyway, gosh, I could keep getting excited, but we have an amazing potential. I'm super excited. And like Daryl say, everything's simple. Yeah, our pay plan is very simple. There's no confusion. Bring two, help them to bring two, repeat the process. By the way, keep it in, when you bring two, help them to bring two, and you repeat the process 3 times, you become a 3-star already. You don't have to know the pay plan. Just remember, left, right, or right, left, just to look, excuse me, let me start all over again. My name is George. Just 2 legs to build. left, right, or right, left. You don't have even to know which one is the right or which one is the left. Just left, right, right, left. But when you do that consistently, eventually you are going to reach every rank, even if you don't know exactly how the ranks work. Very simple. Anyway, any comments before we go? All right. Gosh, I'm super excited. I feel like going outside and running the marathon. And I didn't have the Connecticut yet. I forgot to put it here. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know why. Because I wanted to wait the 30 minutes for after I took this. Okay. And Craig, thank you for helping with the co-hosting. All right. Okay, perfect. Thank you. And this is recorded. Yummy Kinetic. Yeah, I had to prepare it now because it's more than 30 minutes. Now I can do it. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. No. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And next week we are going to have these two. And next week also, I'm going to go back to the app for those of you that want to use the app. And so it's very powerful, by the way. It's very powerful, the things that you can do and make it easier, especially if you're posting in social media. It's really cool when you have the app behind everything that you're doing, because it's going to make it even more automatic. Technology, we use technology. No, technology doesn't use us. Remember that. We use technology to build our business and for many other good things. But anyway, thank you very much, and everybody have an amazing Saturday. Oh, any questions from our new team? Yeah, I'm not going to go yet. Amanda, any questions of anybody new? This is the right moment before you go into the normal Saturday. I don't know what is normal for you. Anybody's different. I'm going to go running because although I see it's cloudy, but it seems the temperature perfect. Any new? Okay, iPhone new. Welcome, by the way. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer. Perfect. Okay, welcome everybody to the team. And remember, we are going to have the support from always, not only from the people that brought you into the business, but from all the team. And make sure you are connected to the resources that we went through. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's see if nobody say anything. Okay, perfect. Thank you, and have an amazing Saturday, everybody.
You too, bye.
Good. Appreciate it, George.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Gracias.
Thank you. De nada. Bye.
Thanks, George.
Thank you. Nice to see you, Melissa. I've not seen you in a while. Yeah, see you.
I know, I'm here.
Thank you. All right, perfect.